in this chair, waiting on you. Oh, baby, to see things my way. Hey, this is Auntie, and I am coming to you with my review on Married at First Sight, Season 6, Episode 3, The Newlyweds. If this is your first time here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and being part of the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who've been here with me from day one, thank you so much for your continued support. We're going to go ahead on and get into this review of Married at First Sight. All right, so we're going to go and take each couple one step at a time. Now, Ryan and Jaclyn, they are hitting it off. They are making that love connection with one another. They left the reception and now they're going back to the hotel room, and they are just a match made in heaven, or so it seems. They end up coming back to the hotel room. They're playful with one another. He is Sir Talk a lot. He talked too damn much for me, but she likes it. I love it. So, you know, they seem to have made a really good connection with one another. We see them the next morning when they wake up, and, you know, there's a condom on the floor, and Ryan realizes that it's on the floor. So guess what? They don't even have to tell us what happened. All right, anytime you see an open condom and the nasty condom laying on the floor, you know it was good, and he fell straight to sleep. Okay, but it ain't none of my business because I won't there. But anyway, so like I said, it looks like they've consummated the marriage and everything like that, and she's happy and he's happy. They get up the next day and they go and meet the families, and you know, her dad was a little apprehensive about the whole process of marrying a complete and total stranger, but right now he's on board. He's like, okay, I'm gonna flow with it. I'm Big Daddy and I'm gonna flow with it. Of course, you know, Ryan's family, you know, his mom and his dad, they're very happy about the situation. And it just looks like everything is fine. They go back and they find out that they're going to Jamaica. All three couples will be going to Jamaica because what they're trying to do this season is have it so that each couple will be there to support the other one. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll find out. We'll see. You know, it is going to be what it's going to be. So, you know, they basically go over to Jamaica, and it's beautiful there. They have a great trip, a great flight over. They're connected, they're holding hands, and so far, so good between Ryan and Jaclyn. I hope it really does continue to work out. They pillow fight, and I'm sure that they did some more fighting. You know what I'm saying? You know, a couple of things probably was going on, you know, up underneath the sheets. That's their business and not mine. The next couple we see is Jonathan and Molly. Jonathan and Molly are a cute couple. They are physically a match. He's cute, she's cute. But I think that that's where it ends. I think that there is a physical attraction between the two of them, but because Molly has that stick, that broomstick stuck up in her butt crack, I don't think that Jonathan's going to get very far with her. It looks like they did not consummate the marriage, and they sit down with an expert and they talk about it. And, you know, he's like, there's no finish line here. We're going to be married for a long time, and so, you know, I'm really going to wait. I'm physically attracted to her. I want to have sex with her and all of that kind of stuff, but, you know, I'm going to take my time, or so he says. And then, you know, she basically says, you know what, it takes me a while to warm up to people. And you can tell she has. Molly seems like, to me, she's one of those kind of girls that was looking at all of her friends being married and having kids, and she put pressure on herself to do this. I don't know whether or not Molly is completely sold out for this particular experiment. And I think that Jonathan is going to find himself in trouble with Molly. Molly is taking everything really serious to me. She has that type of thing going on, but you know what, we can read past it. It's fake as hell. I don't think that Molly is really as so out into this. I just really don't. I really don't. You know, when they before they leave and they find out they're going to Jamaica, he pulls out this sex toy that his boys gave him. Because you know what, at the end of the day, Jonathan is a frat boy. He pulls out this sex toy, and she's extremely squeamish and uncomfortable with it. Because they don't know one another, they don't know what makes each other click and what makes each other tick. It's going to take a minute for her to probably feel comfortable and tell him that, sex toys is not something that I want to bring into our bedroom. She's going to have to be real with him and stop this facade. When they go and meet with the parents, they giggle and they laugh and, everything's so peachy keen. The parents are for it. But I just don't think that Marley really is. I don't think Marley really is. I think that Marley has the serious side and Jonathan doesn't. I think that Jonathan is absolutely and totally a frat boy, and I think that she is one of those kind of girls, had they been in college or school together, they wouldn't have ever connected. I see them being connected as far as what they've gone through in their past as it relates to their families, but that's and the physical attraction, because they're both attractive, like I said earlier, but I don't think that there's anything else. When they get over to Jamaica, it's a beautiful scenery and all of that kind of stuff, and he's ready to go ahead on and squash that thing with her, you know what I mean? But I don't believe that they consummated their marriage, because she's just too serious about everything. She needs to absolutely relax. We're going to see how this end up, y'all. But I'm trying to tell you, Auntie thinks she knows what she talking about just a little bit. Now, I have been proven to be wrong. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think that this is going to be as smooth sailing as we think it is. I think that Marley got a whole bunch of hang-ups and stuff like that. And I think that she may be regretting this process. We'll see. I could be wrong. Write it down in the comments and let me know what you think about it. But I don't know if this is going to really last. And then we got Shawniece and Jaclyn. Like they like stranger danger. Stranger danger. He is already making comments about how much of a stranger she is. Anyway, they come back to the hotel room like all other couples did. And immediately she goes into the bathroom. She's like, hey, I'm attracted to my husband. He is fine, and I'm attracted to him, and I want to have sex with him. But you know what? If he don't push it, I'm gonna push it. I think he's waiting to see, excuse me, if I'll do it. She's like, I don't got no problem with doing it. But when she went into the bathroom and she saw that there was some condoms in there, she mentioned it to him. He was like, no, not tonight. Not tonight. I do not believe that he was ready for this. I don't believe that he is mature enough to excuse me, to be married. He has so many hang-ups. He doesn't want, he's that one of those type of guys that appearances is everything. He got to look right, sound right, everything's got to be right. And I think that he probably should not have signed up for this, because he's an elementary school teacher. So anytime sex come up, he's extremely uncomfortable with it. He comes from a religious family. And I think that he thinks she's cute and he's attracted to her, but I don't think that he's attracted to her enough to be able to let his guards down. His guards are so high up. I don't know what that's about. I'm sure that later on we'll find out what that is. But then on the same token, she has been very aggressive. And she, she realizes that her husband doesn't have her phone number. I don't know why that was significant to her, but it was significant enough for her to bring it up to him. And then she tells him how to list her in his phone. I want you to list Shawniece, my wife. He puts her full name in there, and she her skin is crawling. And I just was like, girl, you need to pump your brakes and you need to relax. And she's like, I'm just like anything. He said, okay, well, I'll put a heart beside it. He changes. And she's like, no, you ain't got to change it. She's like, Molly, you don't have to change it. Go ahead. I'm just a stranger to you. She is repeating over and over and over, we're married, we're married, we're married, we're married, we're married. To me, those are words that would make me feel like I am trapped. Totally trapped. And I think she's making a lot of mistakes. And I think he is too. They are very immature, and they are not ready for this relationship. They go and have, breakfast with, you know, their families and everything before they go off to their honeymoon. His family doesn't show up because they live in New York. Her family shows up. And, you know, they begin to talk about some personal things, you know, and the mother talked to him about, you know, him being the leader in his family and everything, and how her three brothers were very close and that they lost one of the brothers. And she said she didn't deal with the death the same way that her brothers did, because she didn't understand the connection between the brothers, that these two brothers had basically raised their other brother like a son. And so, you know, he talks about one of his brothers being in prison, and how, you know, he was just about to graduate from college and he was with the wrong guys at the wrong place at the wrong time, and now he's doing time in jail. And so he was very thankful with the family. When they sat down with the experts, you know, Shawniece was like, you know, the expert asked each of the couples, how do you feel about this physically? And you could tell from the expert that she was concerned about Molly and she's concerned about Jaclyn, because they, you know, they two serious people, and then you got these other free-spirited people. Jonathan and Shawniece are very free-spirited, and they're so completely out, but they not. And he's talked about, you know, how she was attractive, but he just was like, she's a stranger to me. And she said, maybe a stranger, but guess what? She's your wife, and you signed up for this. She is legally your wife. And he's just not feeling it at all. Like, he is not feeling this at all. And it really is sad, because he gotta let his guard down. When the grandmother asked him at the table, you know, how was last night? It should have been the best night of your life. He was like, you know, Grandma, come on, keep it on PG. He's very squeamish. He's just like Molly. So what they should have did was connected him to Molly. I don't know when they're going to do interracial couples. You know, each couple has to be of the same race. But I think that they should consider doing interracial couples, because guess what? Jaclyn and Molly, they would have been perfect together. And Jonathan and Shawniece would have tore the hotel down having sex. So, I mean, you know, he could have been able to use every toy he wanted to use. Anyway, I digress, y'all. So, anyway, they go over. Jaclyn and Shawniece, they missed their flight. Their flight was delayed. And she's looking at it and saying, well, you know, in life you have problems and you get over them, you move past them, and it makes you stronger. He said it was the worst thing. It's probably a bad omen, you know, that type of thing. And he reminds her of how much of a stranger she is. Look, married at first sight this time, I think that they got it wrong. Even with Ryan and Jaclyn, I'm hoping that they stay together, but I don't think that these connections that they made this year are the best connections. And I think that they, you know, looked at people's past and they put them together based on their past. But whatever happened to opposites attract? Opposites do attract. And so I'm confused about why they put people together that have so many similarities. Sometimes similarities or going through the same thing with people isn't good for a couple. I just think that Jaclyn is just not, he's not ready for this, because what you're not going to do. And Shawniece checked him on it, is continue to keep calling me a stranger. She does not feel connected to him, and she is ever so hopeful. But then again, she is very aggressive, and she's going to have to pump her brake, because hey, you on vacation time. You ain't got to be worrying about no telephone. And if you get lost, or the both of you all get separated, at that time make a decision to say, hey, take my phone number down, so, you know, in case we get separated or whatever. But just to bring it up because you just realize, oh my God, you know, I met him in the club and he ain't got my phone number. Girl, hold on, let me make sure he gets my phone number. Girl, bye. So you're going to be sitting here in that chair waiting on him to do things your way, because he is one stubborn guy. He comes from a religious background, and reputation and all that means a lot to him. It's very obvious. And he's going to get very flustered because she's trying to get blood out of her turnip, and it's not going to work. Anyway, y'all, let's see. Next week, let's hope that it gets some more action. One thing about Married at First Sight, in the first weeks, you just really getting to know the couples, and then, you know, you get the nitty gritty after a while. So hopefully this thing will pick up. Thank you all so much. I know a lot of you were waiting for me to do this review, and I'm hoping that you liked it. So again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. up at the link, there's going to be a link up at the top where you can go ahead on and click on that and look at last week's review. And don't forget to share this on all of your social media platforms. And I appreciate you and love you to pieces. Good night, y'all, and thanks for watching.